The In This League Podcast Network.
What up? What's up, Jack? Jack in the house. We're a little, we almost got it. Hold on, how do I do it? Little do-rag Welsh. Get the backward pass. This is loud. Let me turn it down. Almost do-rag Welsh, everything. There's the hat and the chair, but the chair doesn't quite align. Doesn't quite. Finish the music out. Moving it down. Wait, hold on. Oh, I thought it was going to go again. There we go. What's up? What's up, Van Rod? What's up, dude? Yeah, it's like it's actually a music from a production house, and it's like for radio. What all production house things do, they just recreate non-copyrighted versions of like everything. So that is like an Austin Power. What is it called? It's called Austin Powders Bossa Nova. That is what that is called. So it's like an Austin Powers-y type of thing. What's up to anybody that's hanging out here? Chaos last week. Did not get out last week because of the kids dance competition. And this week was a little nuts. Also, getting out, I was trying to get out to see Cattell and Jackson Merrill. So that cost me to getting an early stream. But I'm here today, and I might be back tomorrow. I think I might be jumping in tomorrow to do one before I go see Thunderbolts with an asterisk. And we'll find out why. So that's going to be the plan. Hanging out here for a minute to see if we can get some people in here before we start talking about things. But we've got games going on. We got gamesies happening here, which is very exciting. Let me retweet this. What is going on with everybody else, though? Are we watching games or are we working? Let me put this out here. Boom, boom, boom. Let me know. Watching games, pretending to work, or off. Which one? All of the above. Yes. Yes, that is exactly right. That is what we've got going on here. I'm bringing the scoreboard up in a little bit. Both. Yes. Pretend to work. The best thing that you can do at your work is put on MLB.tv and me in headphones and work. That would be the plan, to work. I'll bring up the box scores in a minute. We got 5 games going on. I got the Diamondbacks in my ears going here too. Reds up. Cubs, I was watching a little bit of Skeens, getting to Skeens a little bit. Cubs up 3-2. Diamondbacks, no score. Royals, Rays are tied up. Guardians are up on the Twins. And then it looks like we have got White Sox warming up. And then we've also got Rangers. So I've got like a full slate here. We're hanging here. Hardest thing to do is to watch the game, watch YouTube, and edit at the same time. But what kind of editing? Because I used to edit a lot of audio, and I would do all those things. Editing anything written would be kind of tough. It'd be a little bit tough. But shout out, whoever's in here, say what's up. Say hello to your boy. Love to talk to you guys. Love to hang out. New month on Twitch. So new things that we need. And by the way, KS Brown, shout out on the first time chat. Here are things that we need. We need followers. So hit follow, absolutely free. We want subs. It is a brand new month. We have got a whole month in front of us to get to 50 on the subs. That's our goal. Let's smash that. And then I will have a reward for us doing that. So if you have Amazon Prime, hook it up here, get a sub, whatever, get rid of dumb ads, support the channel. 50 is the month goal. Plus, as you can see on the right, we're also have our shout outs. So anything that you do, give subs, do subs, we're going to shout you out onto these. And, oh, I got to get rid of this. Hold on. I just noticed the logo is also on the top right. go away. There we go. And then, as I will say a couple times, want to get this Jackson Churio thing. I haven't streamed in the last 2 that I was supposed to, so I'm behind. Jackson Churio futures game. That is his full name autograph, which he doesn't do anymore. Ball, 9 spots left, $10. One person wins it, but we're going to add something to it this time. An in-person autograph. Oh, my finger banged up. In-person autograph Jackson Churio card with his full name, and it also has Beckett certification on it. So even more. So full name autograph. We're adding that to the Jackson Churio futures game. Ball, $10. It's a fun little gamble. One person will win it. We will spin. They'll win both of those things. 9 more spots. And then when we have that done, we are going to get back. We're going to go to May's edition of the mystery packs that we did last month, which sold out, which were awesome. So I want to get to those, but we got to get the Churio going. So if you want it, let me know. If we do it here, bam, we'll do it. If we fill it out, we'll do that. If not, hopefully tomorrow. And then next week, we will do the mystery packs, which are going to be freaking awesome. So just say it. Let me know. Info's there. You Venmo, 9 spots. This and this for the $10 gamble. I don't know if we'll do an elimination wheel last time. All right, so that's some of the stuff. Shout out to Giambi for the follow. Follows shouting out, all the subs shouting out. You guys know the drill and everything else. Last little thing is inthisleague.com on the Patreon below. Dynasty and prospect ranks are updated. They're updated there, so you got to sign up. It's first of the month. Not that that matters necessarily anymore with Patreon, but first of the month. So if you guys want to check it out, it's also like a good, easy time. Dynasty 400, Prospect 500. We've also got the P1 ADPs are out there. All that stuff is available first of the month. Perfect time to do it. So go support us on Patreon. Appreciate when you do it. All right. Some of that business out of the way, which I hope you guys do. Questions, breakdowns, like Giambi. We're going to get to Giambi's first. If you have trades, if you have player breakdowns, we have live reactions. You want to talk about prospects. I'd love to do that on the later episodes here. You want to talk about the P1 ADPs, whatever you want. You want to talk about Bowman? Bowman is out next week. We could talk about Bowman. We could talk about Thunderbolts, which is tomorrow, which I'm going to see. Whatever you got, let's drop it, and we'll talk some games. First one, I was offered Bassett and Altuve for Corbin Burns. Do you take it? I might do that. Let's look at both of these guys. Let's look at Bassett first. So actually, we're not going to go to the game. We are going to go to the Savant page, and it's a points league. So let's look at Chris Bassett first, who has been ridiculous. And I still forgot to change my, you can see most of it there, but I got to fix that a little bit just so you can see the full page. Give me 1 second. I got the audio of this game on, which, by the way, Diamondbacks have 2 on, top of the 4th. Gurriel's starting to heat up a little bit, 1 out. So that's nice. All right. Chris Bassett has been playing above his head, but it's been really good. 2.62 ERA. Strikeouts are up. I mean, he's getting chases, not getting whiffs, but K percentage, walk percentage. Let's see. Less barrel. We like that. Strikeouts up 5%, walks way down, and expected ERA is telling a really good story. So let's go down here to pitches. Sinker is down a full mile per hour, which we don't love. Cutter is up, though. That's super interesting. Or no, I'm sorry. I'm looking at it opposite. It is down, so it's not super interesting. That's even more worrisome. Curve, he's throwing more split fingers this year, 27% whiff rate. We're just taking a look at all of his stuff here. People are pulling the ball on him with less results. And let's see what's going on with the cutter. Vertical break compared to last year. Looks the same. So I'm doing all of this to say, like, who is Chris Bassett right now? I think he's playing above his head. I know his expected ERA is around 3. I think that's going to go maybe closer to 3.5. But to lower the walk rate and raise the strikeout rate, I think that makes him a lot more palatable, because here's the problem. Corbin Burns has not been super great. And that is my big worry, obviously. 3.5 ERA. Expected, I guess you can't see this because of my stupid overlay, but 5.36 expected ERA currently. So that is a run and a half higher. His walks are out of control. His K percentage is down, and he's giving up a ton of barreled contact, which we kind of saw in this last start, which is a little bit of a worry. Hold on. Diamondbacks just got on the board. There we go. I do think he's going to come back down to earth a little bit. But man, his mile and a half down on his cutter as well. Slider, he's using a little bit less, but it looked like it's gone up. All right. So like I said, I'm talking about all this to say that, like, let's use numbers here for a second. Let's say that Corbin Burnes is an 8. We thought he was a 10, and he's an 8 right now, or even a 7. Let's say 7. Bassett's like a 5. And we thought he might be like a 3. So I'm using just stupid numerical to say that I think these guys are closer. And Altuve is the big get here. If Altuve is enough of a point boost off of who he would replace, Bassett is at least 75 to 80% rest of season, probably where Corbin Burnes is. I think you can do that trade. Now, you might be selling a little bit low. Burnes might bounce back a little bit, but Burnes was hot in the first half, in the second half. And then that second half is kind of carried over. There's not a lot of great signs right now outside of track record for Corbin Burnes. So I'm a little bit worried. So yeah, Jambi, I think you can do that, especially if it's non-keeper. Manrod, by the way, video editing and Photoshop. Really? Is that your job? We're going to have to, Manrod, we're going to have to talk. Get you on some stuff. Get you over on the pros, baby. Shout out Phil. Wherever Phil is, drop in the chat. You just, it looks like you just dropped a spot for the Churio. And I appreciate you, my dude. We got the Churio ball and card, by the way, for anybody that's in here. But just make sure I know who you are, or I know how to contact you. If not, once we run it, I will run this once it's full. But shout out to Phil, wherever Phil is out there. There we go. Phil, appreciate you, brother. We are down to 8 spots on the Churio ball and card raffle. Remember, it's a raffle, so one person is going to win it out of the, 15 spots. That's the fun little gamble here. But appreciate you doing that, dude. Freelance. Well, Vanrod, we're always looking for those over at Fantasy Pros. If you do Photoshop and video, just letting you know. We are literally always. You might want to hit me up. I can put you in with somebody. Okay, so a couple things here. Shout out to my boy Barrow. Barrow just resubbed on, he's been our absolute dude. He just resubbed. That is, it's funny because it says 31 months because of when we were doing them back in the past, but I appreciate Barrow resubbing. So shout out to Barrow. He's going to be on the board. And shout out to our boy Phil for getting this spot. And Gigi Rubberm for following. Love you guys. Love y'all, dudes. Love you guys hanging with me. All right, next question. I feel like Lawrence Butler over Zach Neto in Dynasty. My question is, how close would a swap be in the realm of a fair trade? I have Butler over Neto in Dynasty on my latest. Let me look at my update right now, which you all can see over at inthisleague.com. You can check out my top 500 Dynasty. I have, if I can find it. Where the hell? I'm just not seeing. Hold on. Okay, here we go. I just couldn't find his name. I have Lawrence Butler at 58 on my Dynasty, and I have Zach Neto at 67. So I'm already there. So I'm Butler over it. I think, let's see. I feel like my question is, okay. Perceptually, I don't think they're super, super close. So I think that's maybe going to be part of your problem. If you are trying to go acquire Lawrence Butler, I think not only is Neto just like a little step below and might be a tier difference, but from a performance standpoint, I don't think it's there where he's on fire and you could go and get Butler. Butler just hit a grand slam. Is it fair? It's kind of fair. I would lean Butler. If you were asking me, should I do this to get Butler? Yes. Should I get Neto and trade away Butler? No. So if you are trading Neto to get Butler, I think you need to add a little something. You know what I mean? Always up. There you go. Would you do Burns and Edman for Jaren Duran and Fried or Gore? Yes. Either one, to be honest with you. I think Fried and Burns are way closer now than ever before, and you get Jaren Duran. I also really like Mackenzie Gore. Fantasy Pros trade video, I think I've been talking about Mackenzie Gore. I also do my redraft rank update. I think he's up there as well. I think if you can get Fried and Duran, you win. You win, Van Rod. But I would even do it for Mackenzie Gore if I had to. All right, let's pick back here. We are okay. Let's give this attention real quick. We are 1-0 Diamondbacks over Mets. Bases loaded. Corbin Carroll 2-2 count against Senga. Let's watch this. I'm not looking at anything. Senga's up to 83 pitches in the top of the fourth. Oh! Throw looked like a splitter on the outside corner. So 2-2 count. Probably Senga's last inning. I'm not going to look at anything else, by the way. I put my phone down and I'm not looking at the chat because I want to see what Carroll does. And I'm watching online, so the timing might be off. But 2-2 count, 84 pitches. Carroll's already 1 for 2. Diamondbacks up 1-0 on the Mets. And we need to look. We're going to do this in a second. We need to look at Zach Gallen because Zach Gallen has looked okay today, and that has been not the case the entire season. Ooh. Senga dropped a looked like that ghost fork on the outside corner, and Carroll just barely got it. So he's fighting this off. Outside, that's a nasty pitch. What I think Senga needs to do here now is come inside fastball on Carroll because he's been outside with the fork. And he does not. He goes outside fastball. It's really interesting on Carroll, if anyone's paid attention. Everyone was just destroying Carroll inside last year, and this swing change has really allowed him to get inside, and you're not seeing as much of the attack. All right, 3-2 count, bases loaded. Corbin Carroll. Uh-oh. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. If no one's watching that, I'm going to lose my voice here. Carroll just hits this opposite field. It's traveling. God, I don't think it was going to be a homer. Nimmo jumps at the wall and catches it. Not that it's going to be some big highlight, but God dang, I thought we were grand slamming that. I'd have lost it. Shout out to Corbin Carroll right there. 7-7. 7-7, baby. All right. Thanks for. Oh, wait, hold on. We would be getting Butler. The offer on the table right now is we are getting Max Meyer. So wait, what? We would be getting Butler. So hell yes, get Meyer. The offer on the table right now is we are getting Max Meyer and giving. Is that a separate trade? You would be getting Neto. Oh, you got me confused. You got me very confused. What's happening now? You're saying we would be getting Neto. Rephrase it because I don't know what we're talking about now. But I want Butler. Have you had any live looks at Brandon Clark? No. Well, no, because I don't. I live in Arizona, so Brandon Clark. That's all Florida. Or I think he's in. Let's take a look here. Brandon Clark is definitely a Clegg thing. Any Arizona-based guys are a Welsh thing. Any East Coast thing is going to be Clegg. Yeah, he's in Greenville, and he's in High A right now. But I've watched on streams, and there's a big fastball in him. He is dominant. 0.63 ERA right now. Let's put this up here. Let's take a look. Yeah, he's in Greenville. Exactly. So Brandon Clark, 24 strikeouts in 14 innings. Look at this absurd whip. He's just a big-bodied pitcher. Pounds the fastball in right now. Only 2 walks to 24 freaking strikeouts. Let's look at the game log. It's funny because the Red Sox have like quite a few interesting young pitchers like Tolley and Ely. And then you've got Brandon Clark and then Juan Valera. There's like 4 guys that are really interesting. I had thrown out to a couple people that Brandon Clark was the one that really jumped out to me. And I got back there. I was definitely like the guy. And it even might be Ely. But Brandon Clark looks freaking incredible here. 5 strikeouts in each of his games. He's getting his innings up, which is nice. I mean, there's just no walks. Dude's given up 3 effing hits the entire season. Yeah. Let's see where I moved him. He's going to have to take another jump up. Brandon Clark. I'm looking at my top 500 prospect list available at inthisleague.com. Whoops. Apparently, I didn't do that correctly. Brandon Clark, I have right around the 250 range. But if he holds this, probably, Luis Perales, by the way, who was hurt. It's ridiculous, the Red Sox right now. If Brandon Clark holds this a tiny bit more, then I think you're talking about, let me pull this up so you guys are looking at his page. I think you're talking about a top 150 guy. I think one little slight perspective thing too is you can see it right there. He's 22 years old in high A ball and he's dominating. He should be. So he's doing like what he should be, but it's even a little bit more. Let me look at my list to see like where could we get him, because you got to remember there's a lot of great pitchers. Yeah, I mean, now that I'm looking at this, he holds this through a tiny bit more. I think he's inside that top 200. But if you want to talk about buzz, prospects that have the big buzz as far as pitchers go, I would say he's a top 10 SP as far as like excitement. And excitement and buzz sometimes pushes a player's value up. So what I'm getting at is like, I think there's a difference between like long-term value that is building in risk and levels and like all this other stuff. And then there's perceived value. I think his perceived value is a top 150 prospect. His full value might not quite be there right now, but if you want to go on to perceived value, you can do that as well. But Brandon Clark has been a monster. Been a freaking monster, dude. All right, what else do we have here? Okay, so this was the offer on the table is they would get Neto and Max Meyer, but give up Butler and Gavin Williams. No, I don't like it. Don't like it. What did you say? Was it? You didn't say if it was keeper or not. That would probably even more affect it, but I think either way, I don't like it. Max Meyer over Gavin Williams, but Butler over Neto. Butler in the summer too with just like that ballpark. I don't know. I like Butler enough over Neto that Max Meyer upgrade off of Gavin Williams doesn't do too much for me. So I'd say no. And it's dynasty. Nah. It's not a bad trade. Max Meyer does level the stuff out a bit. And I would rather, and Max is definitely higher than Gavin Williams on the dynasty front, but it's something about Butler that I don't want to come off of Butler for that. If I'm coming off of Butler, I want an upgrade. Butler's one of those type of guys that it's like, I would rather give up Butler and to get, like Tatis, that type of thing, whatever it would look like. If I had Max Meyer and Butler, give me Langford or something like that. I wouldn't want to do that. Damius, I am in a 12-team head-to-head category league. I've got CJ Abrams at short, Jacob Wilson on the bench, Luis Angel Acuna, and Mason Wynn on waivers. Should I drop Wilson for either of them? Head-to-head categories. You didn't say if it's a keeper or not. I'm assuming it's not. I think Jacob Wilson has like really great sustainability, but I will tell you, Luis Angel Acuna is not letting go of that job. Let's take a look at him right now. Luis Angel Acuna is someone I remember watching 18-year-old backfields of out of Arizona out here playing for the Rangers. It's ridiculous. Let's take a look at Luis Angel. Because it's a counting stats thing with Acuna. 288, very aggressive on the base paths. 7 stolen bases in, that's like roughly every 3 games or so that he's stealing. He's got a really weird profile. There's no barreling. Do I have this up on the screen? Yeah. There's no barreling. Let me move this off here. So like there's a quality of contact issue that maybe we're looking at, but he's not striking out. He's getting on base. Underperforming against fastballs. I'd love to see that. Let's look at zone 88% zone contact. Dang. I mean, Jacob Wilson is like a 95% zone contact, but he just doesn't provide a ton of counting stats. I might do that for Acuna. I'm kind of backing off of Mason Wynn right now. Yeah, and Acuna's going to have that second base eligibility. So sure. But if you want batting average and it's like a points league, then no, Jacob Wilson. That would be the one. Let me take a look here to remind. All right, so reminder, shout out to our boy Phil. 8 spots on the Jackson Trio ball and full name card with Beckett on it. Both of those will go to one person on the raffle you want in. $10. We spin, we figure it out. Let me know. 8 spots left on that. And then we go to the mystery packs next week. And shout out on the goals for the sub. Shout out to our boy Barrow for subbing, whether it's gifting, doing a sub, or connecting your prime. You rock. With Pagan's spotty track record as a closer, what is more likely to happen? Alexis Diaz figures it out in AAA and comes back to reclaim his role a la Bednar, or Tony Santillan becomes closer, Graham Ashcraft as well. I would say, so if you're saying I have to pick one, Alexis Diaz figures it out or Tony Santillan becomes the closer, I will say Diaz figures it out. That will be mine. But I've kind of been wrong about Diaz. I thought Diaz was going to figure it out much sooner. So, maybe you don't want to listen to me on that. At this point, though, I think the answer is in the first sentence. I just think it might be Pagan. I know his track record is spotty. I'd also say that maybe they're not going to be fully committed to one guy the whole season. So maybe it's Pagan for a little bit, and then he gets rest days, and maybe Santillan gets an option. Maybe he's a little dicey. At this point, my bet is on Pagan. Just through and through. I'm just betting on him. He's got the gig. Francona was not committed to an Alexis Diaz, and now he's got his guy who's saving games. I think that's the guy right now. They also got Taylor Rogers is floating around. But I think you send Alexis Diaz down to figure some stuff out. Maybe they trade him or whatever, but he's got the track record. My order is Pagan holds it, Alexis Diaz figures it out, and then third would be going to Santillan or Ashcraft. I guess the big thing is like I'm not super interested in speculating on those guys. That's probably more of where you're going. A little bit more. I am going to, let's put this down. We're going to put up the box scores here in a second to look at what's going on. I want to do a little game recap, and then we'll look at some questions. Mets are down on the Diamondbacks 1-0. Pavin Smith looks like, no, we're at Perdomo right now. So maybe Pavin's coming back up. Pavin missed opportunity. Cubs are, the Cubs beat up on the boy. Let's take a look at this. MLB scores. Oh, wait, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry. We're going to go back to Baseball Savant. Let's see what happened with Paul Skeens. Paulie Skeens giving up some runs. Oh, look at this. Wait, is this even show? Oh, this doesn't show on the screen. What I was trying to highlight, I got to get this fixed, is the hard hit balls. Where did it go? Here it is. He gave up 9 registered hard hit balls. He walked 4, struck out only 2, gave up 3 homers in this game. And as you can see over on this left-hand side, everybody but Miguel Amaya in the starting lineup hit him hard. So let's see. Player breakdown. What happened with Paulie Skeens? Fastball velo down a half mile. Everything down just like slight little ticks. I'm just taking a look here. Threw more sliders to left-handers. Threw more sweepers to right-handers. Okay. Fastball wasn't doing nothing today. 20% CSW. So that's called strikes and whiffs. That is not Paul Skeens like Maybe struggle with the zone. Sweeper, same thing. Super ineffective. Only 42% zone rate, but just not get guys weren't biting at it. And the Splinker, the splitter, 22% whiff rate, 16% CSW. I mean, listen, what is that? 73% of your pitches are like averaging 22% CSW. That's not great. Very interesting. A random off day for Paul Skeens, but maybe a trend to watch a little bit more. The other, we're just looking at the rest of the box scores here. Rays look like they got to Boz. Oh, very interesting on the Boz thing too. I got poked around about not having Boz as high as Shane McClanahan in my Dynasty update, and Boz getting hit a little bit here. Top of the 6th. He's given up 4 as the Royals are coming alive. And shout out to Pisapia. He had over 3.5 team total runs on the Royals, and they're up 4-1. So that cashed. Guardians are up on the Twins 2-0. Reds on the Cardinals 2-1, and White Sox have already gotten to the Brewers. Dang. White Sox. I had Churio. I was betting on Churio today. So that is a little bit of our update, though it looks like the Diamondbacks, I'm a little ahead on the box score there, but looks like the Diamondbacks are going to have 2 on with 1 out, and Genesis Cabrera is up. Genesis Cabrera. All right. What do I want to show you guys? I see these couple questions. We'll get to it in 1 second. Let's go. Let's get the box score up. You guys probably don't need to look at me as much as we are. Really? A's are calling up Gunnar Hoagland. Are they calling him up to be a... Let's look at Gunnar. Okay, before I'm sidetracked. Because Gunnar looked like he was going to start spreading into being like a reliever. No, he's been starting this year. 2.43 ERA, 6 innings. Let's pull this up here so you guys can see per passing. 30 strikeouts, 29, 1.04 whip. He's been good this year. This is like old school Gunnar. Gunnar really fell off. Like we just weren't like in 2023, 6 ERA. Really got it back last year. Health has been a big problem. We're just looking at a couple things here. 2 walk per 9. Homers he's kept down. I know his stuff is kind of getting back. Very interesting. I don't know my heavy level of interest in him. And the homer suppression is really nice because you're going to need that. You're going to 100. You know what we can also do? Oh, this is going to kill my computer, but I got too many tabs open right now. Let's go look at like ground ball rates for him. Gunnar Hoagland. Hello, Gunnar. You can see my computer's just dying right now. All right. Low hard hit against. Woo. 26% K percentage, 6% walk. That's pretty relative to what we were saying. Left on base percentage. That's good. FIP's higher. Here we go. Yeah, he got his ground ball. This is actually the best ground ball rate since 2023 at A-ball, 44%. That's really what I mean. It's not a great one though. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm super interested in Gunnar Hoagland. I'd rather watch to see what happens. If he was like a 50+% ground ball guy, that would feel a little bit better. Let's look at velos. Looks like fastball velo is up. That's pretty encouraging. 93, not a lot of separation on sinker in there. Slider is up. Okay, so now this is it's like a bullet slider. 90.7 slider to a 93.6 fastball. He's been throwing a lot of changeups. Yeah, velo is kind of up across the board. All right, encouraging stuff. Still not doing it, but I think we're going to pay attention to Gunnar as he's coming up here. Not bad. Gunnar Hoagland. coming up with the A's. I think I saw Kylie McDaniel just did a updated where he's doing this new thing where he's doing like top 10 organizational ranks every month, and he had Hoagland at like 2 for the A's. So really up there. Gage Jump also number 3 on that list. So keep an eye on that. All right, a couple more questions right after I put the box scores up, so you guys don't stare at me. Don't look at me. All right, there we go. There's some box scores that you guys can look at. All right, what were some other of the questions here? Tristan Casas for Lou Bob in Dynasty. 12-team, 8x8. OBP, total bases, hitter Ks. Casas, that's a tough one. Lou Bob's not going to help in the OBP. He's not going to help you in strikeouts. Casas theoretically is going to be a little bit better there, but I don't know, man. Let me look at where I have in Dynasty. I moved Casas down a little bit. Your format makes things a little bit weirder because I got Lou Bob in my Dynasty above Casas. My gut said Casas there, but there's something about like when Lou Bob gets traded and he starts trying again. But man, he's going to hurt your. I mean, he's not going to help your OBP and your strikeouts. I don't know. I think the safer bet is Casas. There's more upside with Robert. That's how we'll say it. Do you expect a bounce back from Christian Walker? I was high on Houston. I think we're seeing the bounce back right now. Let's go take a look. Why do I even bother putting up the box score when I'm going to pull up player pages here? All right, let's go back to freaking Savant. And let's put in Walker. Yeah, I've been a firm believer. A couple weeks ago, I've been like, I'm not cutting him. Everyone's trying to cut him. Didn't want to do it simply because a lot of the underlying stats for Christian Walker we're still supporting. Dude, look at this computer right now. No, not Bobby Witt. All right, give me a second. Come on, man. Dude. It's like an older server computer. Diamondback's just got on the board again. 2-0. Bam. But I've also got the game on. All right. Yes. Bobby. Breaking news. Bobby Witt. Really good. Savant page looks solid. All right. Christian Walker. Here we go. 196. 4 homers. This is kind of what I'm talking about right here, though. 12% barrel. Pretty relatively the same. Exit velocity. The same, roughly the same. Launch angle, it's a little bit lower, but still it's solid. He's not getting that sweet spot of contact where he's able to get the ball in the air. This is going to come up relative to where you've seen him in the past. Hard hit rate, about the same. He is striking out more. I kind of, maybe I'm making excuses. I'm logging that a little bit to him pressing. So I don't want to make excuses for a player. But then look at this right here. We got some multi-hit games in. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 of his last 8 games he's had a hit in, and 3 of those 5 games have been multi-hit games. Plus, you've got a couple homers in there. He was hitting $154 April 16th. He's added 40 points on his batting average. Things are not incredible, but it's such a good hitter-friendly environment. I think Christian Walker is a great buy right now. Plus, I believe, if I'm still correct here, I'm not. BABIP was lower. It is leveling out a little bit, but I also think he's leveling out. So I think it's a good time to buy or hold if you have him. I think he is kind of bouncing back a little bit. Just traded Christian Walker for Chris Sanchez. I like that. I love Sanchez. I think Sanchez is a good buy right now, so I like it. Mumsies. I offered a deal in a 10-team NL only Roto 5x5 auction league. I would get a $32 Josh Naylor out of standard 260 for my $10 Noelvi Marte, both in first year of contracts. Pull the trigger. I like that. I think Noelvi is a little bit. Obviously, if Noelvi continues where he's at and boosts up, Noelvi seems a little expensive for just popping back. Naylor's a little expensive in a standard 260. What Mom, give me do the prices go up? Let me know that. I in a nutshell, I like the Naylor side, though. I will say, there's my dog, Noelvi, the not striking out thing and lowering the strikeout rates really does make me think that some of this could be for real. So I'm very encouraged about that. But if like he was $1 or like $4, I would be like, it's no doubt Noelvi. No price change over the next 2 years. Yeah, that makes me like Naylor even a little bit more because Naylor's at the tippy top of his price. So if you get a couple more years where it doesn't increase, I like that. I'm still not 100% sold on Noelvi. I will say this. If this version of Noelvi continues, you're going to kind of not like it. But I think Naylor is just such a chalky good player. I'm pretty down with that. JT again is throwing already. Do you think he'll stick rest of season and be better than a 4-5 starter? I don't think he's going to be better than a 4-5 starter, but he's made some huge strides. So I definitely dig him. No price change. You got it, Mums. And by the way, I unfortunately took too much advantage of you saying don't rush about the Bobby Witt bat. The Bobby Witt bat, I think, is going out today or tomorrow. Just FYI. Mummert was our big grand prize winner of the Bobby Witt autograph bat. And it's been kids competitions, Jackson Merrill, Ketel Marte, and picking up some work stuff. And Mom's like, don't worry about it. He's like, take your time. So I 100% took advantage of you, Mummert, and I have taken my time. But it's right there, and it is going to you, baby. Just so you know. Just so you're not worried about it. I know. Yeah, don't say it again. Don't be like, no, take your time. It's coming. And I'll send you a little bit extra, as I always do. Love my Mummert. We've had 2 big wins. K-Pax won the Jackson Churio autographed jersey. Mummert won the much, much beloved name inscribed blue Bobby Witt bat. And hopefully someone can win this Jackson Churio Futures Game full name ball and this card soon by entering the raffle. 8 more spots. Let's do that. Okay, I think we are caught up. Shout out to Kev on the follow. Appreciate you guys continuously following the channel and getting that sub count up a little bit as well. All right, let's go back to Book's scores. And by the way, anything you guys got, specific player breakdowns, trades like you're doing, you want to talk about today? Like I said, we could talk about Thunderbolts. We could talk about Bowman being released. We got whatever. It is. Oh, I noticed. Thank you for saying this because I was about to say I put it on there. It isn't super visible, is it? It's $10. $10 per spot on the ball and the card. One person's going to get his full name with a Beckett under it and that pictured ball right there. One person will get it. $10 per spot. People can take 2 spots if you want. I'm allowing at least 2. That's it. But I just noticed, yeah, I put it in black and it doesn't look super visible. I would change, if we don't run it today, I'm going to change the color on that and for future. So thank you for that. And a reminder, next week I will be putting out the mystery packs. I did the mystery pack in-person autograph stuff. We had Bobby Witt in the last one and a bunch, and I'll tell you about them next week. I like to do all these fun like raffles and stuff like that. It's my thing. D-backs up 2-0. Pirates are putting a little bit on the board right now. 5-3. Look at Porter Hodge coming in the 8th, too. Don't love that. Royals are beaten up. Hold on. Oh, I got to find my boy who was giving me shit about the Shane Baz thing. I'm going to have to tag him. He didn't like where I had Shane Baz in my dynasty. That's why, this start doesn't, oh boy. This start doesn't tell us everything, but this is also why we don't go ballistic on short sample sizes and stuff. Baz has looked great, but today he's given up 7 earned runs, walked 3, 1 strikeout. Boof. Let's go look at it. Yes, it is the Venmo. And I think Venmo right there at the bottom below me. I don't even know where I have everything. It's also where I say the support. People can send in stuff, but Venmo is, oh wait, I might be wrong. Is it the Welsh? Hold on. This is a good question. Yeah, it's at the Welsh is the Venmo and you can just write Churio or whatever. And I will, I'm marking everybody down. I've got a list for anybody who's entering it. So yes, that's the Venmo. I wish I could share multiple screens or have multiple screens up. We got to go look at what happened to Shane Baz. Wosies. Sorry, clicking on lots of stuff here. Whoa. 1 strikeout, 3 walks, 6 whiffs. Holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hard hit balls today. I know you guys can't all see that. Oh my Lord. Mummert in on the ball. Mummert. Thank you, brother. Mummert in for a spot, my friends, in the Jackson Churio full name autograph ball. And Phil's jumping back in for a second entry. I got you, man. I'm putting people in order, so their names are going to go in order here. I got your second entry, Phil. I got Mummert. Ladies and gentlemen, we are down to 6 spots. I'm very excited. V-Rod, was that you? Or Van Rod? I said, I see one come in. I will write you down if that is it. Got you. I got you. I will write your Twitch name on here so we don't give out people's names. Van Rod. All right, 5 more, and then that baby is set. Sweet. All right, let's take a look at what the hell happened to Shane Baz. Oof. All right, what can you guys see here? Okay, good. You guys can see that. Velo is down almost a mile per hour. Hit 98. He sat 96. I mean, it's not crazy. 96.7 is his average, but it's close to a mile per hour. He was throwing his slider harder, which maybe that might have been getting bad results. How hard did it get hit? So this is the weird part of when I do these streams, if you like it or not, where I'm sitting here like I'm live looking and reacting to some of this stuff. No big vertical issues. Okay, so fastball, 21% whiff rate. Got a lot of called strikes, but this is dreaded right here. Threw it under 50% of the time. Under 50% zone percentage. It's a death sentence with fastballs. Knuckle curve didn't do nothing. 6% whiff rate. And he threw his slider only 8% of the time. Is that? Hold on. That doesn't seem. This seems off. This usage seems off. But I don't have it at the top of my head of what his usage is. No, I guess it's not. All right. So, yeah, he's been slider 7. Yeah, because last year, this is what's screwing me up. Last year, he was 21% slider. This year, he's dipped it way down in favor of the knuckle curve, which he's just added. That's the new pitch. It is at a 32% whiff rate and a 43% K rate. Today, it had a 6% whiff rate. He was not throwing. So this, you know what this is like? This is actually like, this is kind of like Zach Gallen to me. Very interesting. Where because Zach Gallen's got the same repertoire, forcing fastball, knuckle curve, changeup. And just like Zach Gallen, when his fastball was under 50% and he wasn't throwing it for strikes, he wasn't setting anybody up on the knuckle curve and the changeup. Oh, this is super weird. This is this is like just like Zach Gallen to me. Interesting. Because I mean, Zach Gallen throws changeup a little bit more, but so let's go back. This is fun. This is live fun figuring this out. Because look at where did he go? Zone percentages. 25% on the changeup. 50. So he did throw the knuckle curve for some strikes, but no one was whiffing at it. Look at his foul tips. He had to get some called strikes on it. Very interesting. Something to watch. I don't know if I'm like, if I'm out or anything like that, but this is a really weird, this is very Gallen-esque to me. Where let's, you know what, and he's pitching today. Let's go take a look because Gallen's on his good stuff today. Let's go take a look. Zach Gallen. Zach Gallen is trash. Except today. So Zach Gallen today, over 50%, still not super great. 54% fastball, throwing tons of strikes on the curveball. He's a lot of cutters today. And then changeup is not really doing anything. It's a setup pitch here. But the knuckle curve is getting people. And it's because, you know, he's throwing, looks like a little bit more strikes. He's not throwing it any harder. Outside the zone swinging, he's not getting any of that. And see, that's something Boz works a lot on as well. Very, very interesting. Boz got absolutely lit up, and this is why we don't go chasing too many waterfalls. We don't get like Icarus and float too far to the sun and go all in. I think it'll be very interesting to look at his next start. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. I want to do something. I want to see if we can find his last start. If anybody knows real quick what date his last start was, let me know. Because I'm going to have to like live figure this out. This is, oh, wait, it's obviously not 4:30. What the hell am I doing? 27, call it 26. Yo, what is going on here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, April 26th. That's what I want. Let's just compare like his last start, if that's it. Gallen. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean Gallen. I meant Boz. And that's probably the same day since we're on the same schedule. Stupid Welsh. Okay. Here we go. Have we found? We found him. Low whiffs in the last one. So his last start was a 1-0 win against the Padres. He gave up a ton of hard hits again. He went 7, struck out 6, only walked 1. So let's look at his pitch mix versus today. Shane Baz, 45% fastball, 40% knuckle curve, changeup. He had absolutely no sliders. Ooh, I wonder if either A, the knuckle curve and slider were getting mixed because they have similar trajectories, or B, he was going back to old habits with the slider and it was equaling bad stuff. So here we go. Look at this. 61% zone fastball percentage. 16 called strikes because he was in the zone, had a couple whiffs on it. And then look at this knuckle curve, 56%, 20 swings on it, 5 whiffs, 17 called strikes. And it was inducing, it looks like, was it inducing some weak contact? Where's the, not really. Yeah, I mean, 86. Yeah, look at that. I mean, look at the, wait, no, that's, no, never mind. I'm a liar. 96 is actually really hard contact. It was getting on it, but it looks like it wasn't amounting to anything. But he was way more in the zone, a lot more zone swinging right there, and just a different version of him. Very interesting. Very interesting as I look to break these things down. Got to get ITL up to 1,000 subs. How's this not happen yet? I know. So we don't stream enough. It's very weird doing sports on Twitch. I think it's a great platform. We're doing really well on Fantasy Pros with it. Bogman and I did stuff. We never really like pushed crazy. I think we got to like over 100 subs, 150 maybe, and we were like doing it every single day. That makes it hard to be worth it. So that's why like I'm just doing it. I'm focusing on it, and I'm trying to do like twice a week. So we'll never get crazy. But that's why to that goal, 50 for the month of May. We got one today with our boy Barrow. Let's get them up. So make sure if you've had one, you have to resubscribe. And as always, if you have a Prime account, you can hook it up for free and get a free sub. And it gets rid of dumbass ads and stuff like that. Can I think I can snooze ads too. Snooze? All right, just snoozed ads for a little bit. So I think that'll help. Maybe. All right. And thank you, by the way. All right. Picking back up here. Let's go back to the scores. We got ITL coming up later today, by the way. Bogman and I in roughly an hour hanging here with you guys. And then I'm going to be jumping off and we'll be recording In This League for later today, which will be posted. We're going to be looking at, we're going to be looking at my rest of season ranks as of May 1st. So we're going to take what I've got, my positional ranks as of like right now, and we're going to be breaking those all down. So that's going to be on ITL. And then I've also got a prospect one that I've got to record. It'll be out sometime tomorrow. And that is going to be breaking down the Arizona Complex League. And it'll be looking at my rank update that I put on Patreon, my top 500 prospects and some of the biggest movers and shakers. So those are the next two episodes that be coming out pretty soon. All right. I said, damn it, because Juan Soto hit a bomb. So it's 2-1. Soto got a bomb. Looks like, let me go over to the game. I'm watching it. It looks like Alonso's going to get on again, and Vientos is up. And Gallen's already kind of moping around. Cubs up on the Pirates 6-3. Not a good day for Skeens. Royals up 7-2. Bad day for Shane Boz, as we talked about. Guardians are still up on the Twins here. Reds are still up on the Cardinals as normal. And the Brewers are getting one hit right now by what the hell's going on over here? By the White Sox. I'm all in on Churio today. What the hell's happening? Let's take a look. Let's take a looky. Since we're up at the top of hour one, thank you guys for all hanging out with me for the hour of the stream. Any fantasy baseball questions you got, we can talk prospects, trades, player breakdown, roster, and then we can talk about other stuff. Movies. Bowman comes out next week. Brand new Bowman if you're a card collector. Whatever you want. But I'm going to probably hang here for, I think, another hour before Bogman. Hang out before Boggs. Okay. Let's see. We had 0 for 2 for Churio. Ugh. Joey Ortiz. What's the lineup today? Hoskins, Bowers. We got no Yelich. Frelick is hitting 3. Jesus. Chase Meadroth scored a run. Luis Robert has got a hit. Meadroth had a double. Meadroth. Robert with another stolen base. Sean Burke, 3 walks, but giving up 1 hit. What the hell is going on? What is this world? What a stupid game. I do have... Oh, that's what we want to go look at. We forgot about this. Oh, shit. This is going to die. Damn it. Well, I had bets. We came on a little bit late. So 2 of my bets were already live. One of them was Jackson Churio total bases, which it's still live. But the other one was Matt Liberatore strikeouts. But they're in a delay, dude. And that's going to kill it. Let's see where he was, if it was even possible. 42. It was possible. It was 5 strikeouts. 5 strikeouts for Liberatore. He had 2 through 3, 42 pitches. This rain delay is going to 100% kill him. Unless it's very, very short. So another bad. I mean, that one's out of my control. But the only other thing I have currently that I'm digging is Red Sox, Blue Jays over 8.5 runs. Kind of like that. Ooh, Nicky Kurtz is up. Let's look at this. A's on the board early. What happened? Lawrence Butler grounds out to Simeon. Jake Berger to first. A's are up. Soderstrom with a hit. Lawrence Butler 0 for 2. Nick Kurtz hitting down here at 8, 0 for 1. And I guess he just got out. What happened? Lawrence Butler ground out. Oh, he struck out swinging. Oof. It is rough for Nick Kurtz right now. A lot of Nick Kurtz questions have been out there. Lord, But like if you made your investment, you got to hold that. You might just be good to bench him right now. That might be the play, is just try to continue to bench because things are not looking super great. 40+% K percentage. Not awesome. All right, let's go. Wrong button. Wrong button. Sorry. I left. You just had the ITL screen. Saudi. All right, let's actually go back. We were just trying to go back to the MLB game. Yeah, this is what we were trying to do. I'm an idiot. Press the wrong thing. I want to get out of this. What do we got going the rest of the day for everybody? Are we locked into games? Where are the fantasy teams at? And who's going to see Thunderbolts either today or tomorrow? These are important things. What are we watching? What are we concerned about? How are the teams? Are you going to see Thunderbolts? All things I want to know. We got Corbin Carroll back up. We're going to watch this at bat. 1-2 count, 2-1 Diamondbacks up. Carroll 1 for 3 so far. Getting pitched outside a ton, I've noticed. Just so opposite from last year. It looks like inside here. Nope, up high. Who are we watching? Who are we worried about? How are the fantasy teams? Are you going, or Sinners? Maybe you're going to go see Sinners, by the way. All right, 2-2 count. Sinners or Thunderbolts? Oh! Carroll missed what I presume is was that a sinker? It was just dead red, just swung through at 89. I don't know what pitch it was. Looked like a sinker or something, maybe a splitter. Hard one. Good Lord. Worried about Luke Jackson with the Rangers. Let's take a look at him. I'm not a Luke Jackson guy. The only reason to have liked Luke Jackson is because they like him. Like, you know, he's been the guy. They've, for better or for worse. I thought it was going to go to Chris Martin. Ooh, Jesus. 6.5 ERA. K percentage sucks. It's just the most not closer of all time. But the reason to have liked him has been like, dude is still getting opportunities. Last couple, though, gave up 4 earned runs. He has given up hits in 2 of his last 3. He's given up runs in 2 of his last 3. 2 of them have been earned, 1 non-earned. The only problem is they don't have other options. Yeah, I got crushed last night. Chris Martin is okay. They're not making any transition of like a rock or anything like that. I think they should go make a call to try to get Alexis Diaz. I've always thought this team would be a team that would be aggressive in the market. Or here's a better one. Ryan Helsley. The Cardinals and the Ryan Helsley stuff, Diamondbacks don't need to go and pay for that. Ryan Helsley to the Rangers would make a ton of sense. David Robertson was with them last year. Apparently he's just not going to sign. I think the Rangers make a ton of sense. The system might not be like a top, 3, but they're just loaded with dudes across the board. They got some underperforming type of players like Justin Foscue. You could trade a Dustin Harris. You've got some middle line prospects, but they got a lot of guys that are in the lower levels. Pablo Guerrero, Yolfrin Castillo, who's out here. I feel that they've got a lot that they could move off of. It just depends. If the Cardinals only wanted pitching, that might be tougher. But I think they would benefit from going to get a guy like Helsley because Luke Jackson does not look likely for the job. And I believe Chris Martin is next up. They semi-liked Robert Garcia. Maybe go pick up Chris Martin right now. That might be because this is brutal, especially this little run. And I don't think he has enough juice that Bochy sticks with him. You know what I mean? That's what, sometimes you just get these wrong. You look and you're just like, this doesn't feel like this is going to hold up. And that's how I felt about it. Jag, I got your text. All right. Keep it in questions if you got them. Oh, let's do this. Hold on. Just in honor of, so the reason, let's give you guys the reasons why I've missed. I mean, I know some of you know. Hold on, let's go to media. All right, I figured Bochy knows what he's doing. But old managers get kind of stuffy sometimes. So the reason I didn't stream late last week and early this week is because of all these pretty videos. Y'all want to see a dead body? Well, here's one. Let's take a look. This is Ketel Marte's first homer and extended. Hold on, I got to make it bigger. So this was a weird angle of it, but this is homer number 1. Last one. Pretty, right? So that was like his second or third at bat. Here is his fourth at bat. This, and to be frank, that other video, if you could tell, the funny thing, the other video was a friend of mine because my wife had called and he filmed it and sent it to me. This one was after I was like, honey, I just missed a huge thing. I need a video. This was my video. And I feel like you can tell a little bit of the difference. Just like, look at this. Listen to this. Oh my. You hear me going, oh my, and then you can see it fly. If it hits back at that tree, hold on. So can we see the ball? Where's the ball? Well, I got to rewatch it. Where did that? Because you can see the ball fall. Yeah, right there. It's right back at that tree back there. That tree is like 10 to, actually, it looks like my truck back there on the left. It's not, but that's like 10 to 15 feet back. So absolutely crushed bomb for Ketel. You love to see it for Ketel. And then the reason as well that I was missing in action was because of Mr. Jackson Merrill. Let's listen to some Jackson. Oh, this is an interesting one. Look at this. Look at this guy back here. Fly ball. Boom. That's like someone called it a little league catch. Yeah, little league catch. Take a look at this. Just leans back. Horrible read. There was really bad wind. And then just bam, snags that. Robs Jackson Merrill. But Jackson gets back on the board. This was a nice little pull side hit. Just boom, getting healthy. Drops one in. He hit a double earlier on that he could have been a triple. He's getting healthy. He should be back here very shortly. That's what I was doing when I wasn't streaming. And that's the wonderful things you guys do when you support me. It allows me to be able to go out and get video, do all this content, and be a crazy person talking fantasy baseball with you guys. All right. Any closers that might take over closer roles soon? Well, Kevin Ginkel's back. I think that Shelby Miller gets the next Diamondback. Oh, you know what? I mean, Diamondbacks are playing right now. I would not be shocked if Shelby Miller gets the save opportunity today. If, let's, cross our fingers as a Diamondbacks fan, who, by the way, they put another run up. I think Shelby Miller gets the opportunity today, but Ginkel is more of a long-term bet. So I actually think picking up Ginkel is a really good option. I've kind of been screaming about both of those guys. And I could be wrong, by the way. They might throw Shelby in at 8, and then Ginkel is the 9 guy. What did they do? Hold on. Let's look at yesterday, because yesterday, Ryan Thompson's in right now, by the way. Ryan Thompson, it got all screwed up because they brought in Shelby and Ginkel early. But I think it went Ginkel, then Shelby. Ginkel Einhorn. Yeah, so look, it went Ginkel. So this was different because they were down, but it was high leverage situation. They went Ginkel, Shelby, Justin Martinez. I believe that is telling you their order. Justin Martinez, now gone. Shelby Miller, I think, gets the next save, and Ginkel is your setup guy. It could go the other way, but that's my guess. So I think Shelby maybe short-term, Ginkel long-term. Other than that, Will Vest, I think, is a good one. Taking over closer roles, that's really tough. Luke Weaver is taking over. I don't think Cade Smith is going to take over. I'm not sure there's any other great viable closers that are going to take over jobs right now that are obvious outside of we just looked at. How were we just looking at? Luke Jackson, Chris Martin. Chris Martin looks like someone who could get a save opportunity here soon, so I would look at him. Should I be worried about Ryan Walker shares due to health and Duvall resurgence? I kind of think so. Like, if it wasn't Duvall and it was just like someone that came up, I would be like, well, old managers and not wanting to let a guy lose a job, blah, blah, blah. But Duvall was the closer. He was a full-time closer that, he's really good. Walker's struggling. I think they might go a little bit back and forth, but I would worry about Ryan Walker having all the saves. You asked the same thing. View on Red Sox pin. I think it's Aroldis. I think Aroldis is the boy. That's my dude. Did you see some guy on Reddit claiming that JT Ginn was plowing his wife when JT was in? No, really? No, share it. We got to find it. Very interesting. I'm always interested when these guys have a sordid past. I'll tell you one, Kevin Parada, prospect with the Mets. He has quite a past of knowing many, many people at Georgia Tech, I think it was. Georgia Tech? I think wherever he went to college, I believe it was Georgia Tech, that he was very popular amongst the ladies. Knew many of them, if you know what I mean. But I did not hear this one. I was just telling the story random about, I was talking with someone about Jacob Nix, if you guys remember him. Jacob Nix, such a scumbag, that he's the one that was implicated-ish in the Trevor Bauer thing with the girl, where he like text her that, blah, 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 go get his money. Like that, the girl that with him and Tatis and all that. But also, and more importantly that I care about, Jacob Nix also got obliterated when he was in the AFL. I remember seeing him pitch in the AFL. He got so drunk and out of his mind, because it's down the street from me in Peoria, that he tried to break into someone's house through the doggy door. Like, what an absolute disaster of a person he was, and implicated in so many different stupid things. These type of things get me very interested. It's the funsies of baseball. All right, let's go back to the box scores while Jag looks for that. And you guys have any other questions? Good closer questions. Those are pretty solid. While we are pulling this up, we are down. What was the number? We are at 6 spots on the Churio ball and the in-person autograph card, both full name autographs. Special one person will win it. Hit the Venmo. Only 6 more spots. Based on this, there's no chance we're going to fill it today, but I'm going to be back tomorrow to stream. So hopefully we can fill it there and run it. I would love to do that. And then next week we can move on to the next cool, fun thing that's on there. And shout out to everybody that is doing the subs, trying to hit that goal of 50. So make sure you check it out. Get rid of ads, Amazon Prime for free. And join the Patreon as well if you want to do it. Lots of options. Or you can just hang. You don't have to do anything, by the way. I'm just telling you about all this stuff, but you can just hang out. All right. Let's get back to today's games. Come on, baby. Is this ever going to look? Okay, here we go. I'm too fast for the computer. What is new here? I think we had, all right, Cubs. Oof. 3-3 record for Skeens. Look at that. 8-3 Cubs. That is final. Brewers are being one hit still through 5 innings. What are you talking about? Guardians are up on the Twins. A's are still up. Jeffrey Springs? Let's go look at Jeffrey Springs. Are things okay now with him? Is Jeffrey Springs now a splits pitcher, by the way? Is he I think Boggs and I looked at this the other day. He still sucks on the road, but he really sucks at home. Maybe he's one whiff here. That's not great. So we're in the bottom of the third, so we're not going to get ahead of ourselves, but No strikeouts. Not a ton of hard hits. Looks like heavy fastball, 76% fastball. He's walked one, but he's given up no hits. We're also looking at these lineups here. Look at this. I didn't even notice this. Tyler Soderstrom playing left field today. Eligibility? Yes, sir. Oh, Tyler Soderstrom way up the ranks. ITL, when we do it, be on the lookout for that because Soderstrom is pretty high up my rest of season boards, and he's playing left field. You got to love it. Unfortunately, Nick Kurtz stinks right now. Okay, sorry. I was getting excited about lineups here. Jeffrey Springs, 76% fastball. So maybe it's going to be early count fastball, and he's going to, dive up the secondaries as he moves through the order. He's got one whiff. CSW on the changeup is really good. He's not throwing his fastball in the zone, though. See, this is how you get in trouble, dude. 39% zone fastball. He's throwing his secondary stuff for strikes. I'm not encouraged. It did not make me feel any better about Jeffrey Springs, but the results are. All right, hold on. I got to look at this from Jag. He texts me. MLB, JT Ginn in affair with my wife. How can I get a hold of this coward who plays for the Athletics who interfered in my marriage while he lived in Midland, Texas? Tried calling him through Snapchat. He was sending pictures to soon be my ex-wife, but he blocked me. You know who I am, JT. Good Lord. And apparently this guy deleted it. But the guy deleted... Wait, but the guy deleted the text? Dude. That is drama. Tip to the guy. Might not just be JT's fault. Just throwing it out there. Might not just be JT Ginn's fault in that scenario. That's just me. I read that Jack Caglione is playing outfield in AA. Should we be planning on him coming up soon to replace Renfroe and Waters? Very interesting. So, yes, no. Him playing the outfield, I think, is massive. It's not necessarily uncommon, though, that teams have the understanding of like, hey, we want to see what type of flexibility they have. And, we want to see what we can get out of the guy. Usually this is a little bit of a precursor, though, to a guy that is closer like in AAA. Like the Diamondbacks should be doing this with Jordan Lawler today. Put him in the outfield. You're not playing him in the infield anywhere. For them to do it in AA, is like a good first sign. It doesn't mean that he's on the doorstep, but to me, it also kind of does. Renfroe and Waters, we've had Vinny with issues. You've got a relatively-ish open DH spot. You don't have it every day because you got a DH Salvi. But like, how I look at it is if they could DH Jack once or twice, you could throw him at first base once, and then maybe you could throw him in the outfield once or twice. Like you can get him every regular. I kind of do, but I don't think he is viable till July. Let's say post All-Star break is where I think. So stashing him right now, that's your call. Maybe we'll learn sooner, but I think that he's got to play enough. You can't play him 6 games in the outfield and then start throwing him out there. He's not Jose Altuve. He's been in the majors for, 12 years. So I think they're going to want to have like a significant amount of games under his belt. I also think he has to go to AAA. This isn't the Angels. So once he goes to AAA, then I think the timeline is like a month away. So we have to watch for that. I don't know why Cags would stay down too much longer. I mean, isn't he still hitting? Let's take a look. Jack Caglione. And then I feel like we should look at my 500-foot homer that he hit, that he told me he hit on my video. Yeah, 295 right now, 375 OBP. He's still hitting homers, which is great. Strikeout rate, was that like 20? I mean, that's like a little bit high. It's a higher 20s. I'm not looking at percentages, obviously, right here. Lots of extra base hits. I think what he's doing is solid here. Let's look at fielding, how many games he's played in the outfield. He's played 2 games in right field, 19 at first. Yeah, this is what you want. I think they're going to want him to play like 10 or 15. He's working well there, and that's flexibility. I think July is the range. That's the range for Caglione. Should I drop O'Hearn for Varsho? I think it's pretty even. I'm fine with that. I'm not in love with O'Hearn as much as I used to be. All right, we're pulling up box scores again. All right, we got a second hit in the Brewers game. Let's see if it was Churio. See if it was a double. So we cash a bet today. Varsho is on my IL. See that catch he made? Sick. It was not. Who the hell got the hit? Joey Ortiz and Eric Koss. Just how you love your 2 hits for your team to come from your 8 and 9 hitter. Jesus. What were these new things? Is Yuri Perez worth trading for or better off waiting? So that's interesting. The positive about trading for Yuri Perez is that the cost would be pretty decent right now. But what would you have to trade for him? So let me phrase it a different way. I'm not sure it's great holding off or waiting, because if you're going to try to buy him in a month when he's about to come up, cost is going to be a lot more. So if you could get him right now, I think it's a good speculative trade for. Very encouraged by the velo. It's going to take him, I think, a month. I don't think he's up till June. So if you trade for him, you're eating a month, but that would be part of like you buying him low. So I guess I'm going to say yes, but there's a lot of risk. He could get re-injured. They could really baby him. They could maybe only let him pitch like 75 or 80 for like the month he's back at the majors. So then maybe he's not super, super fantasy relevant. But I tend to think like on a super cheap buy, I would. Thoughts on Royce Lewis if healthy? The elusive if with Royce Lewis, which is always the key. I just want to point something out. Sorry, I'm all over the place today, but right here, what I just said, if you guys look to the top left or the top right above me, Kevin Ginkel in bottom of the 8th. That means Shelby Miller should be the guy in the 9th, and that is what I thought would happen. Damn, I'm good. Ginkel will probably get some save opportunities, but they're going to pull out exactly what we said. So just a little preemptive before it even hits the wire. If you can do that, I know sometimes Shelby Miller, like in about 10 minutes, Shelby Miller will have come in for a save opportunity, and you will see like whoever, Frank and everybody be like, Shelby Miller save opportunity. So like everyone's going to know even more. Shelby Miller should get that. I say all of this, and they'll we'll bring in like Ryan Nelson or something, but I think Shelby Miller will get the bottom of the 9th. All right, Royce Lewis. I think Royce Lewis is a outside the top 100 type of player. I'd rather have like Tristan Casas. I would rather have a struggling Christian Walker over him. Royce has tremendous power. He really struggled in having consistent contact. He's streaky. So I think he's like outside the top 100. The good sides of Royce Lewis are top 50 player. The bad sides are cuttable because he's really super injured. So I'm not sure that really helps. If you want to give me a different context of like what my thoughts are, I would say that he's going to have another IL trip. I think he's going to hit 250. I think he will have some, solid straight. He'll have like a 6 home run month. And then I think he'll like taper down a bit, but I think he's going to be pseudo inconsistent. But when we look at the numbers at the end, it'll be like, yeah, 250. And, maybe he played 100 games and he got 17 homers or something like that. I guess if we compare him against third baseman, I'll tell you this right now, in the next In This League episode, that'll be, we're going to look at the positional ranks. We'll look at third base and we'll look at Royce Lewis there. Do you think Kyle Leahy might be a good candidate for the next RP2SP? Let's take a little peekers here. What sheet am I on? Kevin Ginkel has got Soto right now, by the way. Twins tied it up. Twins look like they're going to roll. Sorry, I'm just looking at stuff. All right. Baseball Savant, where are you? Let's look at Kyle. Kyle. All right. So RP to SP. Find out what it means to me. 1.74 or 1.47 ERA. Have they talked about stretching him out? He went 1 2/3 here. Did I miss that? 1 and I don't even have this shared. Sorry, hold on. Because I'm looking at him and it's like, I mean, if they trade Helsley, could he be an option? He went 1 2/3. He's got the slider sweeper combo. 94 on the fastball. In reliever world, he might have to pare that down a little bit, throw 93. Good whiff, good sweeper, good changeup, good four pitch. This looks very Michael King-esque right here. Let's get K percentages. Sweeper's really killing it this year. That's the Clay Holmes, Michael King model. Slider's not doing much. Fastball, it looks like it's a regressive fastball. Doesn't look like it's super great fastball. Yeah, I think there's a possibility if you stretch out. I didn't hear that, so I must have missed that. If he would be stretched out, that's really interesting. But also, he might be an option for saves at some point. That's an interesting one. Let's go back to the box scores. How do they see me? I just saw an interview with whatever the dude's name is. If you ever watch Grandma's Boys, like it's an all-timer. And he's like, everybody still comes up to me. And he's like, one of the most iconic scenes. No, I was thinking of the one he's like, sit on my face. But the one where he's up against the wall. And he said, Nick Schwartz, they were just improvising. His Nick Schwartz and said, just go up against the wall and just be like, how do they see me? And it's all Nick Schwartz and wrote that whole thing. You watch Grandma's Boy if you haven't seen it. It's an all-time classic. Hilarious. What's up, Jake? What's up, brother? We are chilling, and we are watching Kevin Ginkel give up a run. He is about to look like – I'm actually watching live. It looks like another Juan Soto homer is about to happen. 3-2 count. Kevin Ginkel. That's a foul ball. So it looks like the next pitch because as you guys can see, the score is 3-2. 3-2 with Pete Alonso up. Kevin Ginkel in for the hold situation. Shelby Miller for the close, if that is still going to be applicable. What's going on here? Oh, I guess. All right. I updated my thing. I missed it. What the hell? Well, what the hell happened? There's my dogs. Sorry, we got multiple things going on here. I got Pete Alonso up. I'm just trying to see what I'm guessing it was a Soto homer. Ginkel doesn't look great. Yep. And then Alonso already has walked. The Diamondbacks bullpen woes are crazy. I mean, I guess Ginkel just doesn't want to pitch to Alonso, but I don't know. Maybe don't put the tying run on for a guy that I think didn't Vientos hit a homer earlier? Or no, it was Soto. Did Soto hit both? Am I taking crazy pills here? Yeah, Soto hit both. No, never mind. Vientos sucks. He hasn't done anything. But you know what? Ginkel kind of sucks too. Shelby Miller. Go pick up Shelby Miller. All right. Joe Boyle or Ian Seymour. Which is up next, and who do you figure is better? Ooh. Ian Seymour has been absolutely dominant. I did the video, Prospecting with the Welsh, this week on Fantasy Pros MLB YouTube. I highlighted him. He is like 1 or 2 in AAA in K-minus walk percentage, swinging strike percentage, and I think he's got to get a look. They love Joe Boyle. He's got big stuff. I will side on Ian Seymour, though. Slight on Ian Seymour. Picked up Willy Adames off waivers. Is he going to come around? Let's look at Willie. Let's look at Big Willie. We'll do a little player breakdown here. After we see what the hell's going to happen on this mound visit. Let me refresh. Jose Herrera and Kevin Ginkel. Don't love it. I gotta close some tabs here. All right. We have a 1-1 count. It's Jesse Winker. Sorry, not Mark Vientos. Jesse Winker up. We'll get to the question in a second. Defense looks like it has moved in. They're trying to go for double play territory. 1 on, 1 out. Oh. Is that fair? Oh, my gosh. Kevin Ginkel not in for the save opportunity. Key. We will talk about Willy Adames in a second. Oops, sorry, I don't have this up for you guys. You guys will be able to see results before me because I'm watching on the internet, which is slower. This ball that Jesse Winker just hit looked like it was fair, but ooh, it wasn't. All these people screaming about it. It was the most not fair ball of all time. Get the hell out of here. All right, 1-2 count. Ginkel really doesn't look great. Looks like a lot of sinkers. Oh, shit. No. Dude, what the hell happened to Alec Thomas? Jesse Winker just smashed one to center. Alec could not get to it. Winker just looks like he doubled, and we've got Alonso they couldn't pull around. All right, I thought Alonso was going to score there, so he did not. But I've seen Alec Thomas. I mean, I think I have bad expectations for Alec Thomas, but like, was this catchable? I don't know, man. I've seen 2 bad routes in the last week on pitches, and it was a really tough catch. Damn. Kevin Ginkel's going to blow this save. We're going to probably see Shelby Miller anyways because they're going to want him for, well, no, I guess if they're down, we might not even see him. Dude, Diamondbacks bullpen. Sorry, you guys are getting live, like me reacting to my team. It's not great. We got to watch this for a second. And then we're going to look at Willy Adames. Jesus. Awful. Has a fastball right down the middle. What is he throwing? I'm just going over to Savant while you guys are looking at that. And then we will look at Willy Adames. But Kevin Ginkel is just hurting us all. Just doesn't want to even be in the save conversation. It's 4-seam. It's down a full mile per hour, too. It's not good. They rush him back? I mean, how many guys in the bullpen can you have at Complex because they're hurt? There's a curveball. 0-2 count. Fan dropped a foul ball. Bros, I'm hungry, by the way. Getting hungry. Haven't had any lunch today. Just went from shows to shows. And editing. I'm having to fill in and do some editing work at Pros. All right, 0-2 count. Horrifically bad slider outside. And then I got to do ITL. And then I'm so hungry. What time? And then apparently I'm going to be on kid duty. Take kids to dance. Another bad slider. 2-2 count. Dude. It's not great. By the way, shout out again to Mummert, Phil, and Vanrod for entering the Churio ball and card raffle. Thank you guys today. You make me so happy. 2-2. Fastball high. And foul. And foul. We are live watching this Diamondback thing here. You guys are going to have results before me, so you'll know my happiness or sadness. And then we will look at Willy Adames and any other questions. That's what we're doing here. If you are just hanging out on Twitch, please give it a follow. It's free. It doesn't do anything for you. Of course, you can get a sub, which I would very much appreciate, but just give a follow on the Twitch as we grow that. Also on the YouTube, give a follow if you're watching on YouTube. Trying to grow both of the platforms as much as possible. Those things are completely free to you, and I appreciate you guys doing it. And feel free to just say what's up in the chat. I like talking with people. Oh, got him. Get out of here. Absolute. Ginkel threw those garbage sliders. He threw a fastball inside, and then he threw another garbage slider, but Vientos just absolutely ate that thing up. Just bit on it. That thing was 3 feet outside, too. Love to see it. Get out of here. All right, we got one more at bat to get through here. Kevin Ginkel versus who? That looks like, what the hell is that? Is that Nemo? Yeah, that's Nemo. 211. Almost half of his RBIs came in one game. That's a 94 right on the top edge of the zone. Love it. Ginkel's velo is still down a tiny bit. Ginkel's thrown 29 pitches. I didn't even realize that. 29 pitches in this inning. Velo has been down the whole time. He's not going to go to a slider here. So this is going to be fastballs and curveballs. That's a horrible fastball. Horrible fastball, dude. What is going on here? All right. 1-1 count. Nemo 0 for 3 today. Man on second and third. You guys may already have results before me. Come on, Ginks. Get out of this. Garbage pitch of the ball. Looks like he actually threw a slider inside. Just cut. It had like curvy action. Just fling. All right, 2-1. Like those black Diamondback hats. Come on, Ginks, get out of this. Did he go? He did not. Awesome. Hitters count with 2 on. Just where Ginkel's got him just where you want him. What are you doing, dude? Luis Torrens is up. Might just walk him at this point. Just say, screw it. You don't want to face Nimmo, get to Luis Torrens. Not a bad idea. Then you got an out everywhere. And they might take Ginkel out for it, too. They have Juan Murillo ready to come in. It's very, I wonder, that's interesting because I didn't see Shelby Miller pitching. Are they going to give a guy that just got called up the opportunity? There is a foul ball. I wonder if this is Murillo to protect Ginkel if he doesn't get this out. But then he would have to close out the next inning. So I'm not really sure. I might be wrong about everything. Just get out of this, dude. Boom! The fuck out of here. Fastball down the middle, just watching it. All right. Quiet, Welsh. All right, let's now we can move on to other things. That's very important. That was impressive. I mean, he got himself into a disastrously bad mess, but he was able to get out of it. All right, we're trying to pull up Willy Adames here. Willy. Big Willy. Because the question was, is Willy Adames going to turn it around? So let's take a look. By the way, Jake, Santander was dropped. I'm picking up Santander. Willy Adames, boy, that looks garbage. Boy, I think back to in draft season when I did not like Willy Adames going to San Francisco. And my dear friend Bubba pushed back on me about it. He might still, it's a battle. The war's not over. But I think the first round battle might be going to me here. Barrel is down. Hard hit is up. Strikeouts are okay. So this is interesting to me. This is a profile that looks very similar track record wise ish. And that's like a big key for me when I'm looking at a player like, hey, do I buy that they can bounce back? Well, it's like, all right, his expected batting average looks low and he's not barreling as much, but a lot of the other things, he's not striking out more. He's walking the same. Hard hit is the same. He's hitting the ball on average the same. Let's see. He is getting destroyed by lefties, and that might be an outlier right now. 259 against righties. Always struggles against lefties, it looks like. Yeah. Ish. I want to say we're going to have a low BABIP here. No, not really. 261. I mean, it's low, but it's not crazy low. All right, let's look. 238 against fastballs, 258 expected, a little bit of an increase. Really underperforming against secondaries. Look at this. 265 on breaking, 250 on off speed last year. Expected whatever, but I mean, look at how atrocious this is. 161 against breaking, 152, even worse expected on off speed. It's not pulling fly balls as much. This is what we want to look at. So this is weird. I tend to really go to four-seam fastball usage or success, but he sucked last year and expected, and he sucks this year, and it's kind of the same. That's the most that's the one that I feel like it's like, oh, if the guy's hitting 360 against fastballs, he's going to come back down to earth. Or if he's hitting 154 and he usually is like a 280, like that's going to balance itself out, four-seam fastballs. But then when you put it to secondary pitches, I don't know how much that comes back. He's also stinking against sinkers. Sliders and change. But what does he do? He's hitting cutters right now, which you see 6% of the time. He's hitting sweepers, which is good. So harder sliders is a struggle. Sweepy around the zone stuff, he's killing. Zone contact percentage is up. Okay. All right. Going through this, I think I'm good. There is some definite worry stuff. I really like that he's making more zone contact. He's whiffing less and he's chasing less. He is almost, you could argue he's underperforming against some of this stuff to such a degree that is not sustainable. He's pulling the ball a little bit less and his BABIP is a little bit lower. I will hold to my argument that I did not like him as much coming off of the last season, 32 homers, 21 stolen bases, to that I think he's going to be a 240 hitter with mid to low 20 homers and maybe double-digit stolen bases. He'll pick it back up. He'll find a month. I mean, let's look at last year. Was he a slow starter? 246. We really struggled in June, and he's like a middle month guy. On the road, he was better. Yeah. Okay. So we did all that to be like, I think he's a decent buy right now. I don't think he's going to be back to the 32 homer self. But if you are comfortable with like a 240s, like 20 something homer guy hitting the middle of the lineup, I think we're going to bounce back. I do. What was Jag saying? Oh, this is on Lee. Not sure if stretching out Lie has been discussed, but looking up his page since I have him in a dynasty, and it reminded me of King. Yeah, no, Jag, really good call by you, by the way, because when we looked at that Savant page, he's got it's actually a little bit more like Clay Holmes than it is Michael King, because he's got the slider sweeper combo with a fastball, and that's what Lee was doing, and it kind of reminds me of Clay Holmes. So maybe here's the only problem to stretching him out: Tim Kent's, Quinn Matthews, Liberatore. You've got three starting pitchers, young guys. Liberatore's already in the lineup. Hence, Tink, I think, is out for a while. But next year, and you got Quinn Matthews, where will they find the spots? If they were to move Sonny Gray, I think that makes even more sense. But and Fetty, if they were to get both those guys out, then I think this does happen. But I think they could look at this, and I think this is really astute of you. So good job, Jag. I know you like this as a D-backs fan. Perdomo has been steadily racking up stats this year. Yeah, man. Great contact hitter. Doesn't strike out, but doesn't make quality contact. And it's starting to change a little bit this year. Like, let's look at him. I mean, his defensive value is so high. And then on top of it, he's not striking out and he's producing and they're putting him at 2. I don't think he's an all-star again, but he's been great. 5 homers, 7 stolen base. I don't even think I realized a stolen base marker there. I mean, see, look at this underlying. This is like Luis Arraez territory. He squares up the ball. He doesn't chase at bad pitches. He doesn't whiff on pitches. He doesn't strike out, and he walks a ton. And he doesn't barrel. What is the launch? Did we see the launch angle? Yeah, I mean, 15. 9. Look at this. 15% walk, 9% K percentage. Is he running a high BABIP, though? No, he's got a lower BABIP than his career. It's crazy. Perdomo is like fantasy relevant, not just like 5 homers, 7 stolen bases, but like fantasy relevant rest of season. Great points league guy, too. Really great points league guy. Diamondbacks scored a run. Oh, Tim Tawa homered. I was about to say, where the hell did it come from? Tim Tawa homered. Carroll struck out. Herrera struck out. So I guess the big question now is going to be, are we going to get the Shelby Miller thing right? Will we get Shelby Miller correct? I don't know. We're going to find out. Looks like they're making a pitching change. So, all right. Well, we're going to see if Shelby Miller comes in. We've got about, probably do less than 10 minutes. So if there's any other questions, get them in now. Prospect breakdown, player breakdown, trade, lineup, whatever you got. I'm totally down with it. And then last reminder, Jackson Churio, 6 spots left. Tomorrow I'm going to be back, probably early again, probably 1:30 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be like 10:30 my time. I'm going to be back. I would love to fill this so we can run it tomorrow, and then I can get it out on the weekend immediately. That would be slick. So 6 spots. I'm going to post it on my Patreon group me room. You can have up to 2 spots if you want it. Want to get this? It is the full name ball and the full name card, which he does not do anymore. And then we can move on to mystery packs next week. So let's fill that bad boy out. Let me know. And we'll run that back tomorrow. And then, I've gotten this to the point where everything I put up here has all the information. Subs, the deal, gets rid of it. We've got a goal. Things you do are going to get you on the shout outs. So our boy Barrow, who resubbed, is going to be on the shout outs for tomorrow. So that's all the stuff. That's all the stuff and the things. All right. Our boy Perdomo's up right now, by the way. I wouldn't mind a little solo homer. Let's have a 5-3 lead for Shelby to come in. 2 outs, 1-1 count. Let's look at that, and then let's go to Van Rod's question. And then load up if there's anything else. Anything else. All right, 1-1 count. Adcock is in. Dude. 93, lower corner. What does Perdomo do? Spits on it. Opposite field, right past the shortstop, single. He just keeps doing it, man. Perdomo is so pretty. This is just beautiful. I mean, just sits on it, gets the bat in the zone, pushes it opposite field. He let the ball travel a little bit. That's what these guys, and he's got an under 10% K percentage on one of the best offensive teams in baseball who are hyper aggressive. Let's see if he tries to steal a base here. I mean, you got Pavin Smith up. Pavin hasn't been great this game, though. He's 0 for 3. Why not? Get in scoring position. You're already up 2 runs. And if Pavin gets a knock, you got your 3rd run. I'm running if I'm here. Let's see what happens. I'm running if I'm Perdomo here. Torey Lovullo makes the decision. I don't know, but I am running. All right, 1-0 count. Ooh, Pavin just missed one. You have to look at me here, too. I'm not putting up the box score for this one. You got to stare at me. In this league, lots in this league. Like, isn't this slick, by the way? We got this during my Fantasy Pros trip. We have a yearly company trip, and it is one of the nicest things I have now, like a zipped, pullover. It's athletic. It's in all the promotional pictures because we did a photo shoot in Vegas for Fantasy Pros. It was hilarious. All right. 2-1 count. Adcock with a slider way up high. Very surprised Perdomo hasn't tried to run, though. I think this is the spot right here. Just because it's like you're already up 2, you're not sacrificing something. If you get in scoring position, you could add a third. It's Adcock high inside. So I would be so this is a 3-1 count. Lavella's got to send Perdomo here, because they're either going to throw something in the dirt and Perdomo moves to second, or it's a fastball that Pavin turns on. And they didn't. But Pavin walked. So 2-1. All right, let's enter this. When Marte comes back, who should I drop? Perdomo, Edmund, Nootbaar, or Donovan? Oh. Nobody? God, it might have to be Perdomo, to be honest with you. I think it'd have to be Perdomo, unfortunately. I hate to drop him. I really, really do. It'd be Perdomo. What's up, Jim? Yes/no. It's my fault. My kids had a dance competition for 3 straight days, and I did not get home till late Sunday. Then Monday, I had shows, and then I had to scoot out because I heard Cattell was playing again and Jackson Merrill. So then all of a sudden it got to Tuesday and I was like, I don't know, it seems a little silly to do it this week. It will be back 100% on Monday. I'm actually going to be working on it. I sometimes work on the weekend, but you didn't miss it. It was that I didn't put it out. I put it out every week, but this week. So for next week, Sunday night, you should see. It's a sheet I do out only on my Patreon, and I appreciate you liking that, Jim. That makes me feel even better about continuing to do it. That sheet has 25 prospects in redraft to stash with a write-up on the top 10. And then I do like my favorite pickups, my favorite streamers, things I'm looking for. It's a whole prep sheet that I like to do. But I was so late on it this week because of the family stuff. But it will be out nice and early for it. But yeah, hearing that you guys like that stuff makes me want to do it more. So thank you. All right, 1-0 count to Naylor. Only negative about this is if Naylor crushes a 3-run bomb, I don't know I haven't seen who the Diamondbacks have in the bullpen. They could go to the non-save guy because Shelby pitched yesterday. They could go to like a Juan Barrio or Murillo, who they called up. So I kind of want to see what the save situation is and if they go to Shelby, because I feel like they will. It's what I want. Hold on. All right. 2-0 count. Dude. Adcock has no command right now. He just had 96 right on the corner. We talked about Brandon Clark at the top, actually. I would say rewind this. We talked about him in the first 20 minutes. Very, very high on him. He looks fantastic. He's having an absolutely absurd start to the season. He is 22 at high A, which is appropriate-ish, but that's a little bit older for the age. So I want to see him. I want to see him out of there and do it in Double A. But he looks great. And he moved up my last prospect list. Oh, yeah, no, it's all good, dude. I know if you weren't here, but we actually happened to talk about him. He's going to move up even more. If I get a little bit more of a stretch of production, that's the thing where it's all right, now we can move him really aggressive. But I did also point out that I think his perceived prospect value is higher than maybe what it should be, if that makes sense. He's a buzzy prospect right now. So I think his perceived value is a top 150 guy, but he's probably more in the 250 range. What the hell is that? 3-0 fastball to Naylor. What just dropped? Oh, that'd be my wallet. So it's slam behind me. What the hell happened? Hey, Britton Allen. There is. Are you kidding? Oh, Josh Naylor's about to get thrown out of this game. Hold on. Josh Naylor. He did not like it. Lavello came out. I mean, maybe it did happen, but there's about to be some arguments going on. Hold on. I got to see this. This looks like a slider inside. That didn't hit anything, actually. That hit the glove. That didn't even hit the bat. I don't know. Maybe it tipped it. There's some arguments going on here right now. Shout out to my boy, Britton Allen. Britton Allen taking 2 spots on the Churio. Let me do this, Britton. Grabbing 2 spots on the Churio ball and card raffle. My boy, Britton Allen. I don't even know if you know this. Britton's always wanting to support and do stuff, but both of these things are now in the raffle. Both full name autographs are going to go to one person in the raffle, 15 spots. He just picked up 2, so we are down to 4. Looking very likely that we can run this tomorrow, which is sweet. And shout out to Britton. You guys should check out on the Palazzo podcast. He's a superstar. I love Britton. So what's up, brother? We're just about to get out of here in just a minute. Unfortunately, we've been streaming for 2 hours. Lots of good breakdowns on players, by the way. If anybody just happens to pop in, watch the replay. A lot of cool stuff. Brandon Clark. We were talking about Willie Adames. I'm trying to think what the pitcher one was that I really dug. Sorry. Catcher's interference ruled on the Josh Naylor thing. Wow. All right. So bases are loaded for the D-backs. Do I need to put anything in the Venmo about the? No. I mean, you could just put Churio. The cool thing about Venmo is it's not like PayPal. I have a PayPal. I don't like to put it up. People could send it to me. The problem with PayPal is they're weird when you put comments. And I know people can get their PayPal shut down because they're like, what is this? Venmo, you have to put a comment. So, Jim, if you want to do it, just put Churio or something like that. I'm getting notified, and I have a sheet that I'm tracking everything. So, and you guys know me. We had people last week that did entries, and I'm just tracking it all, and we know that's going down. So, no, Jim, you can just put Britton put JC Auto on it. So put whatever you want. I will see it, and I will mark it. But looking very good that we can roll that baby tomorrow. Hey, oh, there you go, Jim. Jim picking up 2. All right, now we are. Oh, you know what? I don't know how to do math. We are 1 away. So that's fun. So that's perfect. We know we can get 1 more. We will do it at the start of the stream tomorrow. Oh, did it? And Jake, I didn't even see the end of it. I'm about to see it right here. Hold on. Anticlimactic pop-up, he says. I'm still not even there yet, but I don't hate it. I don't hate it for that. So, oh, Barrow, did you do it? Barrow did it. Barrow closed this bad boy out. Love it. So, if you guys are down, you did get the last one, my friend. I guess here's the question. Do we roll it today? I could do it before we end, or do we do it at the start of tomorrow? What do we think? And do we do the wheel, or we do I think we do a randomizer. Yes, today. All right, let's do it. Let me pull this stuff up. Let me get. Oh, we got multiple. We got tomorrow's. We got today's. We do have a lot of people here. We could just roll it right now. Oh yeah, there's the pop-up. You have Boggs waiting on. No, I haven't even heard from him yet. So I think we're okay. What's up, Conch? That's the Blorb face. Still on the shout out board. Picking up the sub in the last stream that we did. What's up? All right, so let's do. What do you guys, Mummert? Let me ask you. You won the last thing. Do we do the dice and the randomizer, or do we do a wheel? And I don't think we're not going to do an elimination wheel. We would do a wheel, we would spin it and it picks the name, or we can do the randomizer where we roll dice, we get a number and we hit randomize that many times. What do you think, Mummert? Which one? And if anybody has any votes on it. Mummert won the last one, so I kind of maybe resort to him, but what do you guys think we'll do? We'll do the, you go wheel? Okay, cool. All right, let me get a wheel set up here. And we'll bring it in. Thank you guys all for partaking. Oh, the race. All right, we got multiple wheels in here. Barrow, I forgot about the race idea. Guys, we're going to do a race for one of the next ones. I love that. I really love the idea on the next one. I forgot about the race. But we got multiple wheels in here, so let's wheel this bad boy up. All right, I'm making the wheel right now. And this will be a standard wheel, not an elimination wheel. So for Mummert had to deal with the gauntlet. He had the gauntlet of everybody being eliminated till you're one left. So Conch, this is for the, you can see on my right-hand side, the Futures Game Baseball signed by Jackson Churio. So it's not just a standard baseball. It is a Futures Game, and it is his full name signature. That's a raffle we're doing. But I also added today, we're going to also send someone an in-person Jackson Churio autograph card that is also his full name. And it has a Beckett certification on it. He doesn't do his full name anymore. Not even in his private signings. He's got like a new deal. I think it's with Ronald Acuna's agent. And like, he doesn't do this. So not only is it's a ball in that, but it's like he doesn't do it. So yeah, no, I'm excited to do this one. I love doing these things. Next Monday, mystery packs. We've got mystery packs back. If you guys liked them last time, I'm going to tell you about it next week. They look cool, and I got cooler stuff that's going to be it. We're going to have chase cards and everything. So if you guys want to do the mystery packs again, we're only doing once a month if we ever do them, but I will announce that next time. Shelby Miller is in, by the way, for the save opportunity. We love that. Just want to point that out. Shelby freaking Miller, save opportunity. Hopefully you guys picked him up. Hold on one second here. I did just hear from Boggs. All right. No, I talked about this. I thought Ginkel was going to come in the 8th based on what they did yesterday, and Miller would get the save opportunity. Ginkel was pretty washy. And Shelby Miller, I mean, he's already got 2 outs. He has been really good this year. I think Shelby's the guy while they're figuring this stuff out. I think so much to the point that I think the next month might be Shelby Miller, because I don't think Justin Martinez is coming back quick. And Shelby Miller's been nasty. I really think they are going to do a commitment. So if Shelby Miller is out there in any capacity, I said it, an hour ago, just pick him up. I think he's the guy to pick up. And clearly they are showing us now. So I don't know what it's going to look like in the next, if you have nightly waivers, you might have to be a little bit aggressive, but dude, that fastball he's throwing, his delivery, it's really archy whip. That's, I think, hard to pick up. This is one of those fastballs that looks like it looks like it's even tougher. Yes. I've been talking about Shelby Miller for a month, even on Fantasy Pros, but this is way more applicable. That was more speculative. Bam! Bad, weak contact. Got him. He is out. Shelby Miller with the save. Diamondbacks win. You love to see it, and I hope you guys have your shares. All right. We are going to pull up the wheel, ladies and gentlemen. What a great way to end it. Diamondbacks win, and we have a wheel. Ah, yes. The wheel is back. Where's my StreamYard? There we go. We've also got ads over here. Bye-bye. All right. You can see the names. They were in order of sign up. What it's doing here, by the way, has no relation to when I hit the button. This is just a random screen here. But we've got our boy Jag with 2, John G with 2, Phil dropped 2, Britton, Jim. We got some people in here. I absolutely love it. Barrow's got a couple, Arthur, Van Rod. We got a bunch of participants. You guys, when you do this, you're also supporting the channel. So I really appreciate you doing it. I'm just checking everything. Yep. We've got a Mummerd in there. Okay, cool. So we have everybody on the list. I'm going to spin the wheel, and the person that it lands on is going to take home both of these things. Now, some of you I know. If I do not know you to a level that we've ever done anything, so that's like Phil and Van Rod, just email me, message me. If you're on Patreon, message me on Patreon. You can email me, isitthewelsh@gmail.com. You can tweet me. Whatever you want to do, get a hold of me because I will need your information to send it if you win. Some people, obviously, I know. All right. Are we ready? Do I have a drum roll? Do I have something? Oh, wait. I've got this. Oh, wait. The volume's down. Damn it. Anticlimactic. All right. No. Do it again. Drama. That's all we were trying to do. All right, there we go. Good luck, my friends. Thank you for partaking, and let's pick a winner. One person takes home both on this wheel spin. Here it is. Phil. Phil with the win. Phil doing it today. Phil drops in today with the chat and ends up winning. Congratulations. And I technically, sorry, I put your full name on there. So that's my bad in case you didn't want that. But just so I remembered, who was Phil again? I need to go and look. Unless, yeah, hopefully you're still here. Oh, no. Well, I'm going to have to hit up Phil. Where? Everyone's congratulating, by the way. No whammies. Congrats, 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 congrats. Phil said his name somewhere early in here, right? Am I going crazy? Am I taking crazy pills? Sent. I mean, I guess I can always go back and look. Well, Phil, you are the big winner. So make sure to hit me up. I don't know why I'm not seeing anything on here. I swear to God, you were like, hey, that's me. Dun, 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 dun. I'm going to look one more time. No, I'm just not seeing it. But Phil will pop up. Yeah, I'm Phil. That's funny. Yeah, I'll go back and look. But Phil, if you're rewatching, this is yours, baby, and you'll take home these beautiful right here, Futures game and card. You gotta love it. Congratulations, my friend. So, what I will also say, a couple things. I am back tomorrow. Oh, yeah, I'm still here. Phil wasn't on YouTube. Yeah, no, Phil was on the Twitch. But it was like a different name. That's what confuses me. So we'll look. We'll find out. I'm being back tomorrow. I'm going to come hang out. I don't think we'll have any like stuff, which you guys probably care. But we will hang out, I don't know, maybe an hour or two. I think 1:30 p.m. Eastern is probably about the time. I got to edit a few things. And I got to get out around, what that time would be for you guys, like 3-ish or something like that, because I'm going to go see Thunderbolts later tomorrow. But I've got a little bit of show action on Fantasy Pros, and then I've got a little editing picking up, and then I'm going to jump on here. So if you guys have any fantasy questions, prospect stuff, look at lineups, everything the same, we'll do that, and we'll continue the goals out. The shout outs will change because we've got a couple new shout outs in here. Our boy Barrow resubbed. Follow the Twitch. grab a sub on Twitch. If you have Amazon Prime, it's free. Those are appreciated and we'll get you on here. I will also, again, remind, I might have a little bit more info, mystery in-person autograph packs, but it's also, I'm going to announce those next week. Those also are going to come with a little bit extra. I got these awesome pendants that are going to come with it. So I'll tell you more about that. So be on the lookout. I'll tell you more tomorrow, but we'll just hang and we'll look at some of the bees ball mañana. And yeah, thank you guys for doing all the stuff and the things. I have a podcast to go do. Bogman's actually lurking in the background. He's lurking. He's just sitting around here. Let's look at him. Guest appearance.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Time to wrap that shit up, B.
All right. Well, we're going to get out of here. I thought I made didn't I make like a better one here? No, I sure didn't. All right. But we're going to get out of here. Thanks, guys, for hanging out here. Phil, hit me up. Congratulations on the Trio win. Hope you guys have a fantastic day and come and hang tomorrow. Be on the lookout for ITL and Prospect One coming up. Peace out.
So much fun.
Say bye, Boggs.
See ya. Bye, Boggs.